out to all of my beautiful content creators, brand strategists, and coaches, and multi-talented entrepreneurs. I am Alicia Richard, and today we will be talking about how to put a little prayer in your content. And no, we are not bowing down on our knees today. But remember to just stay tuned in the video, because if you have a little bit of spirituality in your life, or a little bit of God or the universe or Jesus or whatever you call it, be sure to stay tuned for this video so that you could develop your strategy based on this acronym. When we are talking about adding prayer to your content, it is not actually prayer. Of course, prayer always works, but it's actually an acronym of what I came with for women of faith who are really looking to build your personal brand on social media, and you're like, sweet Jesus, how am I going to do this? Okay, so if you see me looking down, of course I am looking at my notes, but just know that this is original content. So when it comes to the P, let the P stands for positioning. How are you going to position yourself as an expert when it comes to promoting your brand on social media? Are you going to be a person that is friendly or savvy or professional or salesy? Think about the things such as the tone of your voice. How are you pronouncing your words, and how are you actually expressing yourself when you are creating content online? So position yourself as an expert where you are always talking about that content. The next thing is relatability, which is the R. How can someone actually relate to you when it comes to your business? Do you have any personal stories that you could share, right? Do you have any professional stories that you could share? What are some of the things that you've actually overcome in your life that will actually help your ideal client to relate to the content that you are delivering on that day? So some of the experience that you may have. Are you a single mom, but now you are married? Are you a mother? And what are some of the things that you've actually had to do as you are creating your content? Then that way, when your audience sees your work, they're like, oh my gosh, girl, that is me, right? So think about some of the movies or some of the stories, maybe even a biblical story that you could share with your audience that will help you to relate to them. So when it is time for you to actually sell something, they're like, oh yes, this is my girl, because I relate to this person so much. When it comes to A is your avatar or your audience. When you are creating your content online, think about who are you serving? What are they not necessarily struggling with, but how are you able to position yourself where you could help them with the things that they need? How are you going to help them? So with your avatar or your ideal client avatar, so many different people have so many different names for this. So it really just depends on you and what you identify that as. Your ideal avatar, think about what their age is. Are they the same age as you? Think about their demographics or their race. Think about if they are married or single, or do they have a job? Does your audience, what are some of the things that your audience may have experienced? And actually begin to share some of that in your content, because when you are actually making your avatar, I don't want you to just think about one person, but I would honestly say think about at least 3 or 4 different people, because every person has a different area in their lives, right? So one of your ideal clients may be single, another one may be married, another one may be black or Caucasian, or just different ethnicities. So or even a man or a woman. So think about the different ways that you could actually present your content well enough where it is still serving your audience. However, there are different avatars of people who you are actually going to attract. So think about that when you are talking about your content, to definitely make sure that your content is relatable. The next thing is be yourself. That is the why. The reason why it is so important to be yourself, because girlfriend, guess what? Everybody else is taken. So you really want to be sure that you are yourself. You are not trying to be like anyone else on social media. And a lot of times, so many different people are doing the same thing until it's almost like, oh my gosh, everybody looks the same. Everybody's saying the same thing. Everyone has the same message. So think about how can you add your own uniqueness to your content. Then that way, when people see you, they'll say, oh my gosh, she stands out, right? So think about it. Is it your hair that people will like? Is it your nails that people will like? Is it your personality or your makeup? And when you are yourself, is it the clothes that you are wearing, right? So as you are being yourself, make yourself so incredible that when people see you, especially your ideal avatar, because remember, you don't want to try to talk to everybody when you are creating content. You have a certain demographic of people who you are really trying to reach. So as you are being yourself, okay, yes, you may look at other people's content, but how could you add your own twist? How could you add your own spin on some of the things that they are doing, right? So how could you add your own twist to what someone else is doing? There's a book that I totally love. It is called Steal Like an Artist. So no, I do not want you to steal. It's by Austin Kleon, but it is actually a good resource for you to use when it comes to creating your content. The other thing I want you to think about is you're creating your content. Think about it. Is it edutainment or entertainment? So a lot of times edutainment is when you are educating people, but really adding your own specific twist to it where you are making them laugh as you are as you are having fun in front of them. The other thing is entertainment. Entertainment may be by way of maybe a comedy or doing a skit or different scenarios that people are actually doing now that is totally fun. So think about what category you want to fit into when it comes to creating your brand for social media. The next thing is reason, which is the R in prayer. Give everyone a reason to follow you. Why would they want to hit the subscribe, the like, comment, or share, or even add your video to their favorites? What are you doing that is so different, that is so unique, that stands out among anyone else, that they would say, oh my gosh, I really like this person so much until I want to add her to my list of favorites, right? If you want someone to hit the notification bell every time you post content, why would they want to do that? So give them reasons to come back. Is your content full of so much gold, so much personality? Does it bring them so much joy and so much light? So I really want you to think about how can you impact someone's life from the content that you create so much until they would actually want to buy your product or purchase your ebook or your course or even your coaching program. So when we are talking about prayer, Prayer, that means that you actually want to make sure that you are engaging with your clients, that you are adding relatability, personality, authenticity, so many different things in your content so that you are able to grow your audience. If you like anything that I've said in this episode today, and if it really resonates with you, be sure to follow, subscribe, and also to listen to the podcast. I am Alicia Richard, and that is how you put a little prayer in your content. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.